breathing quickly, and if I uttered that word, I feared I might hyperventilate, so I did not say it. "I'll go out to them," he told me, socks on now, as he wriggled into his shoes. I nodded and watched him leave the room. Should I follow or stay? Stay, I decided, and to busy myself, I began putting the room in order. I made the bed, I straightened the clothes in the wardrobe, I repositioned the hairbrushes that lay on our chest of drawers. Then I waited. But not for long, because I just couldn't stay still. So I ventured back to the lounge room. I expected those police officers to still be standing and was surprised to find them seated instead. The two of them on the sofa, my Gordon in an armchair, our coffee table between them. Stopping in the doorway, I watched and listened. No, my husband was saying. That is not true. That cannot be true. He was stammering now, as he did at times when he was nervous. "Why are you stuttering, Mr. O'Hanlon?" asked that short, stout officer I hadn't heard speak before. "Do you have something to hide?" He shook his head. He shook it hard, like a dog with a toy in its mouth. But my husband had nothing in his, and once he'd stilled, his empty mouth hung open. This made him look odd. "Close your mouth," I had to force myself not to call out. "Is there anything more you'd like to tell us, Mr. O'Hanlon?" asked the tall, thin officer. Her voice had changed now. Crisp and professional at the front door, her tone was almost a growl as it ricocheted through our lounge room. "I didn't do anything," my husband insisted. "So why then," she snarled, "do you think you were suspended?" I waited, heart quickening, breath catching to hear Gordon's answer. None came. Not a word. What now? Were they going to take him from me? Were they going to lead him out of our house and lock him away? These were the questions I asked myself as I kept out of sight, my arms by my side, my hands clenched tight. "Save him, save him, save him," I prayed. Since I could talk, I'd prayed to a God who frowned from the heavens, appalled at the sinners before him. "He is not one of them," I reassured my Lord. "He has done nothing wrong. Please, please," I begged, my hands intertwined now. "Please don't let them take him away." They didn't. They didn't take him away. The tall officer slid a card across the table before she stood up. As soon as she did, the short one rose too. And without thanking my husband for his time or shaking his hand, they headed for the door. Once they were gone, neither of us touched the card that tall, thin officer had left us. But face up on the table, it was easy enough to read. D.S.C. Johnston, it said. Sexual Offences and Child Abuse Unit. I stood there aghast as those sickening words seared into me. "Stop!" I wanted to scream after those women. "You have made a mistake. A dreadful, dreadful mistake." Part 1. Chapter 1. That day, the day the police first came to our door, was the day Miss Harbler died. At the time, I knew nothing of this. At the time, I knew only one thing. My husband was in trouble. I could hardly have managed much more. Miss Harbler had been my Sabbath school teacher, and so committed had she been to this task that in all the years she taught me, not once did she miss a lesson. Neither did I. Like Miss Harbler, my parents were godly people, very godly. Indeed, had my father's position in the public service not been quite so secure, he might even have entered the ministry. He became an elder instead, an elder of the Free Church of Kirkton, the church we attended, my parents and me. On the Sabbath, we'd leave the house at 7:30 a.m., when the ungodly of Kirkton